creating space to bring dreams into reality, purposes, passion, power, peace into reality. Space to explore and release. Aware of the coherence between expanding and releasing, keeping and letting go. That is the soup of words this morning. Invite you to join, to immerse.
With explore, starting to explore my own path as we have expanded exponentially on it over the last couple of months. So starting to release all those dreams into reality. And for some reason, I don't know what the word coherence actually means in Danish. So there's something more to explore after we're done.
Heinz, coherence is about it's a dynamic where everything comes into harmony.
Thanks, Greg. You always know how to explain things.
Alignment, harmony, together, attracting.
Yeah, it's like tuning an instrument.
What does explore mean, Heinz?
Dive within. No, explore. It has many meanings. You can explore the world. You can explore your own personal life. You can explore yourself. You can explore the past. You can even with your imagination, explore the future. So it depends on which sentence it's used in, how you relate to it. Like yesterday when we talked about Lost, I said Lost in Space, and they are exploring the unknown parts of space. So exploring can be looking also. Searching.
Exploring coherence. Like together. Here, right here. Ents, our essence. Together, exploring our essence. What's right here? Coherence. Releasing everything else.
Yeah, we're doing it right now. When we take everybody's words and stir them up together. And let them interact with each other. And create something new.
You're exploring something new.
Yep.
Creating dreams into reality. Releasing that which isn't coherent, that isn't in alignment, that isn't supporting. Releasing what was.
Creating what is to be.
Attaching to, engaging with, exploring fully. whatever it is you want. There is no limit, just yours. That limit can be released. Amazing where something can be true and something against it can be true. Meaning we can make it up, which is what we do. Give yourself permission to make it up. Explore permission to release, to align, to dream. Could you fulfill true nature, your true essence, true calling? Perfect, perfect purpose.
Good morning, Will.
Hey, morning, Heinz.
Good morning, Will.
Hey, morning, Jesse.
My focus has been in the domain of purpose this morning. It is where we can bring dreams into reality. And exploring the coherence, together, here, right now, essence of all of the words, the dreams, the realities, exploring, wondering, curious, known, unknown, and releasing burdens, baggage, old perspective and stories, no longer serving, supporting, amplifying the dreaming reality, the current here. So you may hear your heart. So for today, I choose to release, explore, and align. The fulfillment of my purpose, my passion, my joy, my life. Nothing more to do with it than to just look for it, identify it, acknowledge it. That piece of the puzzle doesn't fit, change the piece.
Or change the puzzle.
Change the puzzle. The whole point is to change the perception, perspective, the story, the narrative, the thought, the feeling. It's whatever it's ours, is to just change it. That's a creation, creator, a fluid creator. Fluid dream creator of the current reality. A fluid creator of the current reality. It's your word, Will. Ways of being.
Well, I woke up at 4, and then my word then was sleep, so I went back to sleep. And exhaustion
Mm.
and fatigue. So that's kind of my experience right now. But my word is more like awake and gentle.
Good. Yeah, rest and recover.
Yeah, thank you. Yes,
So, the second
got to
time.
go to work, so it's
Yeah.
going to be fun.
One more day.
Yeah, final job for the week, and then I can just have some downtime on the weekend. Should be nice. Someone told me yesterday, burnout is a real thing. Like, yeah.
Oh, yes, it is.
What burns out?
Body, especially when body's battling virus, and then you're just kind of pushing through it because there's things that you've scheduled to be done, commitments that need to be done. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, those extra 2 hours were sure nice. Felt like 2 minutes.
Good.
Yeah, it's pretty intense when you burn out in a pattern of overcommitment.
Yeah, learning to say no and or renegotiating commitments is a skill that I'm still learning.
Yeah, and it's difficult to do that when you're in the middle of a burnout.
Mhm.
Burnout can be a very confusing, solitary experience.
Yeah, yeah. My instinct was not to hop on the call, and well, it's not even my instinct. I didn't feel like hopping on the call, and then it's almost more like my instinct was actually no, just hop on the call. Just hop on the call.
Yeah,
Don't be
yeah,
alone right now,
yeah.
because that's an old pattern, right? Like doing it alone, always being alone and being a lone wolf and blah blah blah, and all the stories that I tell myself or I used to.
And still do.
Yeah.
It's whether we listen.
Yeah.
What's changing is the listening to them.
Mm.
As we change the listening, which is the action to them, those stories can fade without the energy.
Yeah, the gift of burnout is that it brings a lot of your subconscious patterns into the light.
Mm.
Mhm.
It's really made me realize how much, um, you know, I know this can be like a societal structure, but also just being a guy, right? Being a man is it's all about masculine energy and doing it, and oh, I got to get this done and do this and do that. And it's just do, do, do. That's what I observe.
Yeah, it leaves you with a big pile of doo-doo.
And like total exhaustion.
You
And then
can't.
I'm not saying it just to feel sorry for myself. It's just an observation of how I've been doing life.
Yeah.
Guys, can I just jump in and say
Oh,
that
please, yes.
we're all super powerful creators creating our own reality, and we just need to step into that power sometimes. And I feel you're right, men do that. do. Um, um, but I know I've been listening tonight, and we just picked the most amazing words that just I was looking, and I'm just so grateful to have jumped on this call, and I'm glad you did as well, Will, because it's been amazing. And I'm looking at the words that everybody chose, and it was just so relevant to how I'm feeling right now and what I need to be doing. And I'm just so grateful. So I'm going to my bed now. It's 11, 10, 11 on the clock. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good night's sleep, Ellie.
Thanks. It's
Yeah,
just what I
thanks for-
needed to hear tonight, Jesse. Like,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you for kicking us off.
Yeah. It's
Now
always
go and have a
perfect.
great day. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Ellie.
Yeah. I'm
Good
going to
night.
take this into tomorrow now. I'm going to write these words down. In fact, I'm going to take a picture of it before I jump off. Let me just snapshot that. And I'm going to take that into tomorrow with me. So thank you. Good night. God bless.
Good night. Thank
Night, Ellie. Thank
Good
you.
night. Sleep well. Big love.
How are you doing today, Craig? How you being? I mean,
Yeah,
stop
how
saying that.
being?
How you doing? How you being?
Yeah, that's such a Canadian thing.
I
How
know.
you doing?
How you doing, eh? I kind of hear that old Bob Newhart in my head. Stop it, stop
Yeah.
it. How you doing? Stop it.
You can notice just how much of a pattern it is. Why we say those words to people. And why do we say them in a way that we're really unaware of why we're asking? No more than that, it's just a pattern. It's just a way to fill in. It's a way to start the conversation. Nothing bad about it. It's curiosity of someone else, or it's filling in, or it's anything else.
It's a habitual societal norm in Canada to ask that question.
Yeah.
Almost like tradition,
Yep. It's cultural.
Not good or bad, just a thing.
Yeah.
And it's a good one to listen to. It's kind of not so much here, but out there. It's like, oh, do they really care? They really ask. We just
it's just a-
filling time.
Yeah, and sometimes feeling silence, not really honoring the silence and truly listening and hearing.
And then the response as well. The answer, that's a big one too. That's all what shapes what comes next. Which is we reveal the truth, or do we cover it up? How far do we go? Do we want to get out of it? Do we want to go into it? Do we want to explore new answers, new spaces?
Yeah, I find it's good to ask myself that question from time to time, and I've reframed it a little bit. I like, how's it going? Is a little more effective reframing for me to ask myself.
Yeah, that's,
You know, and you were talking about overcommitment, and yeah, and I realized that's one of the things from burnout that came to light for me too, is like was an addiction to overachievement and overcommitment and being very focused on pleasing other people's expectations, whether they were real or imagined. And every day I experienced less of that. So
that's good. Morning, Pascal. Long time.
Good morning,
Oh,
guys.
there he is.
Morning, Pascal.
Overachievement, eh?
Yeah. Yep, that's the one that nearly killed me.
So you're very intimate with burnout.
Oh, yes.
Brother and sister. I love it, but I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when I experienced, nobody knew what it was. Nobody in the medical community, anyway.
That's surprising.
You know, there was multiple symptoms, but they were pretty diverse, actually. So it's kind of a medical guinea pig for many years.
For years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. April of 2007. So that's like 17 and a half years. or 16 and a half. I don't know.
You guys, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I started reading the Hawaii Pigeon Bible. It's called the Good and Special Book,
Mhm.
and I'm working on getting into the practice of reading just like even a chapter a day out loud. And I'm in Genesis or Start. They call it Start. I'm in Genesis 49. And I'm wondering if you guys would mind if I read a little bit out loud. It's my way of practicing the language because my wife and I, it's our vision to live there in Hawaii, and we just love the Pidgin language and love the people. We've made a lot of friends and stuff there, and yeah, it's kind of something that's near and dear to our heart.
Please.
And you don't have to say yes.
Yeah,
No,
I'd
I'm
love
open
that.
for it.
Yeah. It's pretty cool language. It's very slangy and very, like it's a very simplified English, and it's a real, I would say, like a collaboration of languages because of the plantation workers back in the 1800s. So that's a little bit of the backstory there. It's a combination of many different languages, including Hawaiian. But it's got English as the base, so you can understand it, but there's a few words that you might not understand. But it's a very, very beautiful, simplified, heartfelt language. They call it the language of the heart, language of the heart. So, okay, let me just get in my heart here. Okay. Okay, this is Hawaii Pigeon Bible Start, chapter 49. Israel tell his boys how they gonna be. Later, Jacob tell all his boys will come by him. He tell, go come together around me. I gotta tell you guys what's gonna happen to you after I maki. And maki means like after I die. My boys, Jacob kids, come listen me. Israel, your father guy. Reuben, you my number one boy. You weren't born when I was most strong. You're the number one in the bloodline. And the most important one for get power. But hey, you're not real strong inside, just like the wave water. That's why from now you're not gonna get the rights that the first boy's supposed to get. Cause you wouldn't make sex with my other wife and do one pilau thing on top of my bed that time. And pilau is like rotten or bad. Simeon and Levi, they the same kind, brother guys. They like hurt people. Inside, gonna bother me plenty if I gotta listen when they make plan together for do the bad kind stuff. When they come together, I know like stay with them. Cause when they come hoo-hoo, they kill people. And hoo-hoo means angry. They even think as good fun. They even think as good fun. Hurt the cows for nothing. I like one bad thing happen to them whenever they come real hoo-hoo. And whenever they figure as good for them make any kind. That's why I gotta put them one side inside the Jacob Ohana for no come together where the Israel people live. Judah, your brother guys, they're gonna tell you all right. Everybody that go against you, you're gonna make them do what they supposed to do. Your other brother guys, they gonna go down in front of you for show you respect. Judah, he did like one young lion. He come big, cause he killed meat for eat. Just like the lion, he lay on top the ground, ready for jump and kill all the animals. Just like the lion, no more nobody gonna make him stand up. Judah guy is gonna carry the special stick for show people they that king. The Judah Ohana gonna keep that stick forever, till the real owner show up. That's gonna be the one that the other people's gonna do what he tell them for do. Judah get plenty grape farm, so he no lose nothing if he tie his young donkey to one grape plant. The baby donkey, he tie him to the plant that get the bestest grape. He no need water for make his clothes come clean, cause he rich and he get plenty wine for wash him. He can even wash his robe with the red juice from the grape that look just like blood. His eyes shine more than the wine, his teeth more than the white milk. Zebulun, he gonna live by the beach. He gonna make one boat harbor. The Sidon people gonna be his neighbor guys. Issachar, he just like one donkey that gets strong bones. That like lay down in the middle of the two bag he's supposed to carry. He figure, as one good place for rest. Ah, nice to land. All the time, he just one worker guy. That's why no bother him. Bus ass will carry one big load. I love that. Dan, he gonna be the judge for his people, because they gonna be one of the Ohanas that gonna come from me, Israel. Dan gonna be just like one snake that stay near the road. Just like one snake with poison that stay next to the trail. For bite the horse's feet. For make the guy on top of the horse fall down. Then Jacob pray like this. Hey, you the one in charge. I stay wait for you, God, because I know you're gonna come help me. Jacob tells some more. Gad, gonna get Steeler guys that come together and bust him up. But later, Gad gonna go after them and bust them up too. Asher, you're gonna make fancy kind bread and fancy kind food, the kind the king guys like to eat. Naphtali, he just like one wahini kind deer that the people let run away, and Bombay get nice looking baby deer. Joseph, he gonna get plenty people come from him, just like he one tree branch that get plenty fruit. Over there where the water come out of the ground, just like he get branches with leaves that grow over one wall. The army guys that use the bow and arrow for attack Joseph guys, they stay real pissed off with the Joseph guys. But Joseph guys, they bow, never lose fight, and the army stay strong for move quick. As cause me, Jacob, I pray to the strong God. That's why he make Joseph guys come strong too. God, you like the sheep guy that take care of me. You like he the big rock that stay help me, Israel. God, he the one for help me, your father guy. I like for God help you, Joseph. I like for God with all the power do good things for you. I like for him make good kind stuff come down from the sky for you, and all good kind stuff from deep under the ground, and give you plenty kids and plenty baby animals. Me, your father, I like the good things that I tell God will do for you. Come more plenty than all the good things you're gonna get from the old mountains. More plenty than from the nice things that come from the hills that gonna stay forever. I like all this good stuff come to Joseph on top his head. His giri, I don't know that word. Because he the guy that when come more important than all his other brother guys. Benjamin, his Ohana gonna be just like one wild wolf that go after the animals. Morning time, he eat the meat when he kill. evening time, he have half with his army guys the stuff he went steal. That's the 12 Ohanas that come from Israel, and that's where the father guy tell him when they make this, when he make the ceremony for tell God what he like God for do for them and the people that gonna come from them Bambai. For every boy, he give him the kind words that stay right for him. Then Israel tell his boys what they gotta do when he maki. He tell, pretty soon I gonna maki and go meet my people. Bury me the place where my ancestor guys stay, over there inside the cave, the peace land that Ephron the Het guy had, the one inside the Machpelah field, where can see Mamre, Canaan land. That's the land that Abraham went by from Ephron the Het guy for bury his people there. That's the place they went bury Abraham and his wife Sarah. Same thing for Isaac and his wife Rebecca. That's the same place I went bury Leah. That's the land with the cave inside that our own ancestor guy went by from the Het people. After Jacob Powell tell his boys what they gotta do, he pull his feet inside the bed. Then he breathe one last time. Then he breathed the last time and Mackie, and he go meet his people from before time. Whew. And that's start chapter 49. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for sharing, Will.
Yeah, thank you, Will.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, yeah. You know, Genesis is so is such a profound piece of literature, you know. Wow.
It just blows my mind how, thousands of years ago, these humans' experiences were penned, and somehow it was preserved down to our day, and it's like the most prolific book on the planet. Like it's just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's the only journal that goes back that far that we actually have in physical form. Yeah. And Genesis itself covers like a lot of time. Yeah. We're talking over 1,000 years in that one book.
Yeah, it's funny, like I've studied the Bible my whole life in English, and now when I read it in Pidgin, it just like it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
It's like it just like cuts right to my heart, and it's like becomes a very emotional thing. Like the English is kind of like the head knowledge, but the
Yeah.
Pidgin, when I read it in Pidgin, it's like, oh my goodness, my heart just connects with it so much. It's just like this beautiful, heartfelt language.
Yeah, when you put an overlay of kind of sophistication on it, it takes away from what it could mean, you know.
Mm.
I'm always overjoyed when I hear that someone is rediscovering scripture.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. It's like hearing it for the first time.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But,
because
like,
scripture
really
could
hearing
mean
it.
totally different things than you've been taught,
There's just so much, there's so many lessons inside all of it, eh? There's just so many metaphors available.
Yeah.
And it's whether or not, whether or not we're open to um, noticing the learnings. It's like that's like life in general, really. It's all there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's themes and patterns that were established way back then that we find ourselves experiencing even today, like 6,000-7,000 years later.
Yeah. The human condition. Eh?
Or the human conditioning.
Mm. Wow. I'm just reading into chapter 50, and it talks about like Joseph um, getting prepared to bury his father, and Egypt tradition was 40 days of grief. Whew. Oh no, 40 days. And it says the Egypt people all come sad for him 70 days, like 70 days of grieving. Like that is such a stark contrast to our culture. It's like in a lot of ways our culture is like, no, you gotta push your feelings down. No, that's not acceptable.
Well, our culture is based on a really twisted idea of productivity. Drives everything.
It's all about doing, not being.
It's fear driven because resources are scarce.
Scarcity mentality.
That's the underlying doctrine. We live inside an economy, and economy is about scarce resources.
Wow.
Yeah, you study economics, that's the first thing you learn. Economics is the study of scarce resources.
Oh, smokes.
Yeah.
That's the undercurrent beneath the whole Western culture.
Yep. Yeah, that's the doctrine behind colonialism and manifest destiny and all kinds of stuff like that. Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, because wars are a lot of times to garner resources is
Yep.
kind of the underlying reason.
Yep. What's interesting about that, and you're talking about the part of Genesis you just read was about Jacob, and Joseph was one of his sons, and a huge part of that story, an underlying part of that story, is that there was a famine in the land. And famine is when you don't get rain, and so there's the food resource dries up.
Yeah, scarcity.
Yep.
And he was divinely inspired to prepare for that, and yeah, was basically put in charge of all that.
Yep.
I saw
Yep.
a show once on some educational show on archaeologically they found these locations throughout Egypt, these ancient locations where there were food stores and they were guarded and they had like military there to ensure it was protected, right? And there was these locations all along the Nile, and they're still there. Like there's archaeological digs that have exposed them, and so basically that was clearly Joseph's doing, thousands of years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And what was interesting is he learned all this stuff in a dream.
Yeah.
Through dreams and visions. Yeah, exactly. Which is not unlike what's actually happening in the world right now. I keep articulating this day after day, especially in this group, that this sense that we're preparing for major events that are coming. It's like stockpiling grain for the coming famine, but not necessarily that a famine is coming now, but it's kind of that same principle, it's that same theme.
So you can sense that something big is coming.
Yes. Yeah, there's massive change coming to the planet.
Oh yeah.
And so very, very many things keep pointing to that.
Yeah, it's true.
Everything from a supernova that's affected our solar system, and there's all kinds of galactic stuff that's been going on, and there's and life on Earth has gotten very extreme. And it's obvious that things have become grossly out of balance.
Yeah.
And the last century was the bloodiest in history.
Yep.
More people died within a shorter period of time than has ever happened on the planet. You start adding all those things together, and you realize, yeah. The redemption and the reconciliation of all that is on its way.
Mm-hmm. So let's say you were the, generous, loving, kind landlord of a house that you built, and it's a beautiful house, beautiful landscaped property, and you invite some tenants to stay there and to care for it. And it's a family of 10 or whatever, or large family, and you welcome them in, they come and stay. And after a while, everything starts kind of going down the tubes. They don't maintain anything. They actually start using up things and taking things apart and wrecking things and destroying the property and not caring for it, and turn it into like a garbage dump. And the place deteriorates, and they just don't really care for it, and the whole place, it just starts to crumble and decay and fall to pieces. What would you, as a loving, kind, and patient landlord, how would you handle that situation? And you don't even have to answer out loud, but like, what would be the actual solution for for returning that house to its former beauty?
I'd say it's an inside job.
Would you continue to allow those tenants who have no respect for the gift they've been given? Would you allow them to continue living there?
That's what's happening.
For now.
Yeah.
It's not going to last forever. So when you say something big is coming,
He's used fire and brimstone, rain for 40 days and nights. He's thrown out a lot of tenants over the Bible's course.
warning examples.
Yeah, something new is happening this time though.
It's a far more patient and gentle approach this time.
Well, that's what I say. That's why I say it's an inside job.
Yeah, it's a reflection of the inside.
Yep. Yep. Because the truth is, it's human beings that have kind of created their own demise. And it's like the only way you change that is one heart at a time. You know, you influence beliefs and attitudes.
See.
You inspire people and you give them insights.
That's pretty much the summation of the Bible there.
Yeah, yeah, you open up heaven to them.
It's like
You
the
lead by example.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You make available new perspectives.
nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Thank you. It's funny, eh? When you take that word insight, it's actually like two words.
Mhm.
Insight, like a inner sight.
Yeah,
To see.
so we were talking about burnout earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the greatest gift of burnout, in my experience, has been a whole renewal of inner sight. I had to take a long, hard look at what was going on inside me. What's interesting is the reason I've been dealing with this for so many years is because initially I tried to fight back. I tried to fight it off. And all that did was made everything worse.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's called burnout and not burn in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everything outside of yourself. You worry about everything outside of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because the only stuff that's really valuable is the stuff that's inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the prime message that all that was given me is what I fought the most, and still I find it difficult to obey this message, but the message was to come to a complete stop.
I can relate to that one. The more we fight, the more fuel we just add to the fire.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, it's been a real challenge. It's been a real challenge to stop.
It was Ali's word of the day: release.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a real challenge for your ego mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not just my ego mind too. I mean, it's like all of society doesn't want anybody to stop.
Because it's a machine.
Yeah, it's not allowed. Stopping
like a
is not
perpetual
allowed.
motion machine, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got to be the cog in the system. That's the belief that's propagated. You must be the cog in the machine. You must do this to survive. Right?
Well, yeah, just to survive because everything is scarce.
Just knowing this, it's so
Yeah.
liberating.
The thing is, with that scarcity mentality, you can't see abundance is right in front of your nose.
It could be like dangled. Yeah, yeah, like you say, dangled right in front of your face, and you're blind to it.
And as we fight, we're just confirming what they are saying. Often. We want to fight, and they're like a dog with a bone. They won't let go, so it's a pull system. And it keeps the machine going.
Yeah.
We've all just been being willing participants.
Yep, and it's only the lie that needs our participation. The truth is the truth.
And so I'm just getting dressed for work now. Getting ready to go. I want to just thank you guys so much for this conversation this morning, and because like I my how I like I said earlier, how I felt was I didn't really feel like getting on, but like I just hopped on anyways because I'm like there's value here in connecting with you guys each morning, and I want you to know how grateful I am for this time we're able to spend together, talking and sharing and connecting in our hearts. And I love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you too,
Take
Will.
care and drive safely.
Have a good day, Will.
Thanks, Jesse. See you guys.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, Will. Love and hugs.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for another great morning.
Thank you for
Yeah,
creating
absolutely.
this.
Wow, it's 7 o'clock already.
Mhm.
Crazy.
All of you have a blessed day.
Yeah, it
Thanks,
was really
Hans.
good today.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Let's have a
everybody.
great day. Till next time.
Love and hugs.
Bye.